Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great October. Getting closer to Halloween every day. I'm really looking forward to it. This will be a review on the 1/6 scale Jason Voorhees by Sideshow Collectibles. Those two little bits of greenery you're seeing there sticking out of his base, that's just something I'm trying out. I want to try and make his base look a bit more interesting. That looks terrible, I know, but it's going to get better. I've also got some kind of little mini, well, I'll show you. Just little bits and pieces that you can use to kind of make stuff a bit more interesting. But let's focus on the figure. So there's his base minus those two little greenery things. You've got the Friday the 13th embossed kind of logo on there. Accessory wise, he really doesn't come with much, but he's Jason Voorhees, so as long as he comes with an axe and a nice big machete, you're all good to go really. You've got a relaxed hand, nicely sculpted, and a hand for the left hand side. You can either have him holding the machete or the axe in that one too. You can be dual wielding, or at least double wielding the deadly awesomeness of the weapons that he comes with. Try not to get too distracted by Freddy trying to steal the show as usual. The boxes are really nice the way they're kind of in keeping with each other and nicely uniformed. Obviously there's Ash from Evil Dead 2 who's missing from the collection at the moment. I'm still thinking whether or not I'm going to get him. The prices are kind of crazy. They were starting to get a bit crazy for Jason, so I'm glad I got him when I did. I wonder how much it'll be in a year, or if indeed Sideshow Collectibles are going to make any more versions of these guys. Very interested to know if they're ever going to do any more Freddys in the coming years. It's been quite a long time since the Freddy that came before this one. So also holding out and hoping for a Michael Myers figure from the original film, or even a Rob Zombie one, because I do like that design for Rob Zombie's Halloween. I know the film itself, people really debate whether it's awful or great. I just really like the design. Not more than the original though. You can't beat a classic. But I do like the just sheer horror of this one. He's just really, really freaky. Huge guy. Just get a look at his boots, the detail on there. They're not the best in the world. They're kind of cheap looking, to be honest. I do like the blood effect at the front. As far as the effect with the laces is concerned, I'm really not too thrilled with that one. So yeah, they'll do the job. I have no desire to spend too much time talking about his boots. Now, the ends of his trousers have a nice bit of weathering on them. There's a bit of blood kind of effect on this one. Very subtle, but it is there. I would be tempted to make that a little bit less subtle myself, and definitely maybe add a bit more weathering and grime to him. I do like his hockey mask. I've been told that it's not really that accurate as in its shape and color tone, but I really, as I said, not the biggest sort of expert on Jason at all, so I'd have to take those people's word for it. But I do notice that no matter what I do, like if I fix this side to get rid of that joint, and then if you come around this side, then that will be hideous. So there's no way to kind of really get this head down to a point where it just completely covers up that joint. For me, there's always a bit of it showing. That's okay. You see him from the front most of the time, and there's no joints visible there apart from his wrists. His shirt is very nicely done. It's a very basic kind of shirt, but I've noticed the buttons are very kind of glistening in the light. If you turn them around, his buttons on his shirt do catch the light a lot. See? Very shiny buttons. And it's nicely stitched. It fits him well. There's another little t-shirt or some kind of vest or something underneath the shirt, but I don't want to really open up those tabs. They're a pain in the butt, so I don't really want to mess with that. The bit of his neck that you can see is very well detailed and looks pretty grotesque. Very nicely done. Let's get some height comparisons happening. There is Jason beside the Hot Toys Batman, both level on the base there. And as you can see, there's really not much in it. It's just because of Batman's ears that he's taken the... mind you, his shoulders look a bit taller as well. Yeah, maybe Batfleck is a tiny bit bigger than Jason. But that would be an interesting fight, wouldn't it? Here Jason is in between the armored Batman and Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is wearing the latest Unreal Customs cloak with the solo movie design. It's got a hood as well at the back there. I haven't even posed it really, I've just put it on it just because I couldn't wait to see what it looked like. I'll do you a full review on this very soon, but it's even got the little straps. Really, really amazing work. There's more kind of leather straps at the back, really accurate. But there is Jason beside those two. And Jason beside Deadpool. Deadpool is standing on a base, so take that into account. But there's not much in it. That's a nice little custom base I got from Craig Gant on Facebook. Very nice to finally have a Deadpool base that doesn't take up too much space. Yeah, there they are together. So I just want to show you him in my hand, because I think it's always nice to see a 1/6 scale figure just in someone's hand. It really kind of puts things in perspective when you realize the amount of detail. And you know, I have a bit of a checkered past with Sideshow and their products. I do find that it's 50% great, 50% just bad design sometimes when it comes to bodies mostly. I always have to, you know, replace the Catwoman bodies with Firesin bodies, and they look freaking spectacular with the Firesin bodies. But obviously that would be trickier to do with someone like Jason, because especially the neck design, it would be very hard to kind of replicate that. But look at the eyes in there, that's really, really creepy. He's got some great eyes in there. But I like the way, see the way his back here, the way that you kind of get that indentation here because he's so hench at the top. This kind of juts out that kind of really creepy look that he has, just like he's pure friggin' muscle. It's a really impressive figure. I mean, little things aside, like the fact that that neck joint, no matter what I do, is always kind of visible. I'm trying to hide it with the collar, but and the fact that you can't remove the mask, even though there is a 90% face sculpt under there, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, with Freddy, I could kind of justify it in my head, thinking maybe they didn't want you to be pulling the hat on and off in case it ruined the paint job on his head. But with Jason, I just can't see why they did this. Anyway, it's not a deal breaker for me. I did really want a Jason in the horror collection. You can't really call it a complete horror collection without this icon. He is very iconic when it comes to, you know, the horror films and October and all the good stuff. Do love the box. It's probably my favorite box out of the three, the Ash, the Freddy and the Jason here. Just love it. And I think Sideshow even used some of that kind of mossy fake stuff. See there? It looks like the exact same kind of stuff that I've got in there. So maybe see if I can combine that backdrop, this kind of tree, and some of these bases. This one here as well. See if I can come up with some nice kind of diorama for horror photography. See if I can come up with something like that soon. But I want to keep the review short and sweet, guys, because there's a lot coming up on the channel, and I've got to keep it going and not get held back doing a long review on Jason. He's been out for a good few months. There's many reviews already on YouTube from some great YouTubers, so go ahead and check them out. You've got Review Spot, I Am Toys, and a bunch of other guys who reviewed this. All right, a little pose for you, just get him walking and stalking, walking and stalking with his machete. Actually need to change that out for an axe in a minute, because I haven't actually used the axe in a pose, but I do like the blood on the end there. That's a nice effect. I like it. Yeah, posability is okay. Seems to be able to do pretty much all the major Jason, you know, poses. Just come back there. Looks alright. Alright, now that's a pretty sweet pose for Jason right there. Both hands clutching the axe. He's obviously just used it. Managed to not get any blood on himself, which was nifty. Always mindful of mess, Jason. Fearful of mother's wrath. Anyway, he's looking pretty friggin' cool like that. I would be very tempted to leave him like that for the foreseeable future. That looks sexy. And just come around. Let you see it from a few different angles. Yeah, you like that? Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Alright guys, I was going to try and come up with some more poses for you, but I don't want to change it. I want to leave it like that. I've got to be honest, that's the way I'm leaving him for a little while. He looks friggin' awesome like that. So, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this review up and just leave you with some final thoughts on this 1/6 scale Jason. There's a few to choose from if you're willing to go back into the Sideshow Collectibles catalogue. They actually did, well, I don't know, I have no idea actually, but I'm thinking it's more like 2, 3, maybe 4 1/6 scale Jasons in the past, a good few years back. They were all really, really cool. Some of them had a lot of bone and gore sticking out of his rib cage and stuff. I remember when Buddy Nick had one of those. But it's nice to finally have an updated one in the collection. So that's my Jason for the remaining years of my life. I don't see any reason why I'd ever need to get another one. Very happy with this. It's got its little annoying factors here and there, like the whole situation with the mask is a total head scratcher, like I said before. But other than that, a little bit of a boring, uninspired base. Lovely box, good tailoring, great sculpting on the mask, and the sort of horrible, mushy, muscly neck that he has. The weapons are all plastic and kind of light feeling, but they are painted well. The blood effects are very nice. So, I would give him a... Ooh, I'm not really a numbers guy. I never give you scores, really, do I? But if I was going to give you a score, I'd give you like a 7.5 out of 10. And maybe push into an 8, but I don't really think I could give something like this an 8 with such an annoying situation with the mask and face. So I'm going to say about a 7, 7.5, something like that. Alright. One's Customs Michael Myers Boo Face custom concept beast of a figure is arriving tomorrow morning. You can bet your ass I'll be bringing you videos on that. There's basically no videos of that on YouTube whatsoever, so it should be a first for you guys to see it in full 4K madness. Arkham Knight Batman by Hot Toys coming Thursday or Friday morning. The battle damage version of Batman over there. He's coming in a few days too. It's going to be really busy on the channel, so keep it locked. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this little review. It's a great figure, all things aside. I'm very glad to have it. I'll see you guys soon.